First Kings 6. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. The letter J is about 600 years old, while Yehoshua the Son died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. Yah is short for Yahweh, Yahweh, same thing. Yah is a very jealous El. He is so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. Yehoshua, directly translated from Hebrew to English, is Joshua. 1 Kings 6. And it came to be in the 418th year after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Mitzrayim, in the 4th year of the reign of Shlomo over Israel, in the new moon of Ziw, Z-I-W, which is in the second new moon. In the new moon of Ziw. Z-I-W is a name of one of the months. That's what they're saying, new moon of Ziw, which is the second new moon, so the second month is Ziw. That he began to build the house of Yah, and the house which sovereign Shlomo built for Yah was 60 cubits long and 20 wide and 30 cubits high, and the porch was the front of the hekel, H-E with a half a check mark, K with a line underneath it, A-L, of the house was 20 cubits long, according to the breadth of the house. Yeah. And its width 10 cubits from the front of the house, and he made for the house windows with narrowed frames, and against the wall of the house he built rooms all around against the walls of the house, all around the hekel and the speaking place. Thus he made side rooms all around. The lowest side room was 5 cubits wide, and the middle one was 6 cubits wide, and the third one was 7 cubits wide. And he made narrow ledges around the outside of the house, so as not to lay hold on the walls of the house. And the house, when it was being built, was built with finished stone made ready beforehand, so that no hammer or chisel or any iron tool was heard in the house while it was being built. The doorway for the middle side room was on the right side of the house, and they went up by stairs in the middle side rooms, and from the middle to the third. So he built the house and completed it, and he paneled the house with beams and boards of cedar, and he built the side rooms of the structure against all the house, each 5 cubits high, and they were fastened to the house with cedar beams. And the word of Yah came to Shlomo, saying, This house which you are building, if you walk in my laws and do my right rulings, and shall guard all my commands, and walk in them, then I shall confirm my word with you, which I spoke to your father David, and shall dwell in the midst of the children of Israel, and not forsake my people Israel. So Shlomo built the house and completed it, and he built the walls of the house inside with cedar boards. From the floor of the house to the ceiling he paneled them on the inside with wood, and covered the floor of the house with planks of cypress. And he built 20 cubits at the rear of the house from floor to the walls with cedar boards, and he built it inside as the speaking place, as the most set apart place. And the house was 40 cubits. It is the hekel before it. And the cedar for the house inside was carved with ornaments and open flowers, all with cedar. Not a stone was seen. And he prepared the speaking place in the midst of the house, to place the ark of the covenant of Yah there. And the front of the speaking place was 20 cubits long and 20 cubits wide, and 20 cubits high, and he overlaid it with refined gold, and overlaid the slaughter place of cedar. And Shlomo overlaid the inside of the house with refined gold, and made gold chains pass over the front of the speaking place, and overlaid it with gold. Thus he overlaid the entire house with gold until the entire house was completed, and the entire slaughter place that was by the speaking place he overlaid with gold. And inside the speaking place he made 2 cherubim, Kerub, with a line underneath of it, IM, of olive wood, 10 cubits high, and one wing of the cherub was 5 cubits, and the other wing of the cherub was 5 cubits. Okay, so they're both 5 cubits. That would make a lot of sense. The cherub is Kerub with a line underneath of it. 10 cubits from the hip of one wing to the hip of the other, and the other cherub was 10 cubits. Both cherubim were of the same size and shape. The height of one cherubim was 10 cubits, and so was the other cherub. And he placed the cherubim in the midst of the inner house, and they stretched out the wings of the cherubim so that the wing of the one touched one wall, and the wing of the other cherubim touched the other wall, and their wings touched each other in the middle of the room. And he overlaid the cherubim with gold, and he carved all the walls of the house all around, both inside and outside, with carved figures of cherubim and palm trees and open flowers. And he overlaid the floor of the house with gold, inside and outside. And for the entrance of the speaking place he made doors of olive wood, the lintel doorposts a fifth, and the 2 doors were of olive wood, and he carved on them figures of cherubim and palm trees and open flowers, and overlaid them with gold. And he spread the gold on the cherubim and on the palm trees. And so he made doorposts for the door of the hekel of olive wood, a 4th part, and the 2 doors were of cypress wood, the 2 leaves of the one folded, and 2 leaves of the other of the other door folded. And he carved cherubim and palm trees and open flowers, and overlaid them with gold laid smoothly on the carved work. And he built the inner courtyard with 3 rows of hewn stone and a row of cedar beams. In the 4th year the foundation of the house of Yah was laid, in the month Ziw, and in the 11th year, in the month Bul, Bul, the 8th new moon, so the 8th month, the house was completed in all its matters and according to all its plans. Thus he built it for 7 years. Ew. Interesting.